Hello everyone, it's me Michael. Welcome back for another Black Clover video. And in this video, we learned that Black Clover just got a new chapter in chapter 276. In that chapter, we saw Yuno have a new transformation and it's OP. And he looked really good in it. He looked like a true king. And I mean that's really represent Yuno because he's always act like a nobility. And yeah, and Langris and Langris are fighting against Zenon, and it's tremendously good. It's one of the best chapters that we ever seen, and for me, I would give it a 10 out of 10. And yeah, let's talk about the new chapter. And from the first page of the chapter, we see Langris and standing right behind Zenon about to fight Zenon. And the name of the chapter is Boreas. And I learned that Boreas was a purple winged angel. He was one of the seasonal god, the wind god. Like, since Yuno's magic is wind, he has the power of the wind god. And this has a 100% has something to do with his transformation. And we'll talk about that later in the video after we see Yuno's new transformation. And right when Zenon sees Yuno, he asks one simple thing: how did he survive? Because the last time that they meet, he pierced Yuno. If it wasn't for vengeance tree magic, Yuno would have died 100%. And Yuno just responded that it was all cause of his captain, and he came here to get his captain back. And right after he said that, he just sent a huge wind magic after Zenon. And while sending the wind magic, he was thinking about how the fact that he knows a lot about Zenon wind magic. He was saying that the fact that Zenon bone magic is mostly used for defensive magic. And right after that, we see Zenon using his bone magic to completely cover himself in bone magic. And that was thinking the fact that his bone magic is tremendously powerful. It has a really strong it's really strong solid, and the fact that it has a tremendously strong regeneration match speed. Sorry, I messed up that name real bad. And Yuno was really okay with that. He specifically said for the fact that he know for himself the fact that his magic it does not have that much physical strength to pass through Zenon bone magic. And he said that his magic will not work on him. And Zenon was right after that, Zenon just transformed into his demon state. I don't really know how many percentage he has, because I'm pretty sure it's the same percentage that he beat with, about a 55, I'm pretty sure. And Zenon specifically just said that you could have lived longer if you had just stayed in your own country, the Clover country. But I don't really think that Yuno could have lived longer, because like I said, Yuno has a lot of nobility, and he has a lot of pride, I would say, because I don't really think he would have stayed there. We all know that he wouldn't stay there because of his pride. And yeah, and also for the fact that I'm pretty sure when the tree of Clover is open, the Dark Triad would have invaded the Clover Kingdom, and Yuno would probably be in the Clover Kingdom, and he probably would have died. So yeah, we all know that the fight would have still happened, and Yuno would have be probably in the losing side. But anyway, we just came back to the fight, and right after he said that, Langris appeared, and he said that when he wasn't in the Golden Dawn, Zenon almost killed every of his members because he wasn't there. And he said that he's not gonna sit around and let Zenon live. And yeah, he just used his special magic. He used Archangel Showdown, and he spent a lot of special magic at Zenon. And Zenon was quite surprised. He said that I see a special magician. And right after that, we hear thinking again. We see thinking again. He was talking about this time he was talking about Zenon Devil's special magic, and it's called Absolute Space. At least that's the name that we know of it. And when someone is in the box space that Zenon created, he dominates every magic. He dominates the mana in the space, and which means that he can interfere with someone's spell and magic and mana. So in other words, when he's inside the square, he's pretty much invincible because you probably won't be able to do anything at all. And what after that, Zenon specifically said that himself, that if he wasn't here, if he didn't existed, Linguist would have been the best spatial mage in existence. I mean, not in existence, but you get what I mean. So if you want to learn more about Linguist, I made a video about him, so I'll probably leave a link, or you probably see on the top of the left side. Okay, and anyway, and then we see that Linguist just smiled when he said that. He said that it's been a long time since I've met such a sneaky talker. And he's probably talking about, how is always talking, like how is about talking, like usually how is. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And he created a bigger special magic, and this one is Archangel Annihilation. And yeah, it's special magic Archangel Annihilation. It's a bigger version of the showdown one. And Zenon was quite strange. He said that, I know the reason why you're here, and you came here to counter my special magic. But then we saw that Zenon, he created a bigger special magic, and this one is called Special Domination, and it covered the whole room. It took Zenon, Language, and all in it without covering. And the special magic that Language sent to Zenon, it dissipated, like it didn't really maintain, because like I said, like stated himself, Zenon's special magic, it interferes with mana. Since Linguist's magic is mana, it also interferes with it. And then we see that Zenon, he was saying that it was a really bad idea to come, since he came with someone who lost once already, and that's lost to Zenon the first time. And he was talking about how the fact that his captain, they made a really bad choice and all. And yeah, and he said that then all of a sudden we see a lot of bone coming out of the womb. And I'm pretty sure that this is somewhat like a mana zone. He used the womb, his special magic, like a womb special magic, like a mana zone, but it's not a mana zone. Then we see a lot of bones sprouting out the womb, and he said that they're all gonna die here, and they were not even able to push them out. And that's when the best thing part of the shot came out. And then breathed and said, "Let's go, Belle." And we finally see Belle, and I'm not lying, she got really a little much more thick, and she got so much more bigger, and he has wing on her back now, and yeah, she looks so much more bigger. And I'm thinking, if a spirit, does a spirit, the bigger they get, the more stronger that mean they have, or does it just mean that the bigger they are, the more magic, the more mana that they have? Because last time that we heard Yuno talk about Belle was when he was talking about to Linguist. He said that Belle was taking a lot of mana. She was throwing mana so they could prepare a lot of mana to fight Zenon. And yeah, Belle was really angry at Zenon. She said that there he is, the bomb bastard. Like, he was really angry, and she said, "How dare you did this to us? Me and will definitely take you down." And yeah, she was pissed. She was really pissed, and then they went into a spirit dive, and they combined, and then we finally see true form. And in this form, he got the other part of the crown on top of his head, and he have two wings now, and he have how should I say, it looked like an axe, but it also looked like a spear. Also, it's like a combination of them, and the axe has a fully Clover, and the name of this form is Spirit or Boas. And like I said from the beginning, Boas is one of the gods. That's the reason I was talking about the Boas, and that's the reason the name of the chapter is Boas. It's because of transformation. And like I said from the beginning, Boas was a purple winged god of the north wind. He was one of the seasonal animoi, also known as the wind god. So it also really makes sense. And one thing I really want to know is, who is the wind spirit, Belle? Because we don't really know anything about it. And I'm really interested about Noelle. Will she also get a new transformation? And I'm pretty sure she probably should, because Asa got a new transformation. Yuno got a new transformation. Okay, what are we gonna do about Noelle? And she also has a tremendously huge potential to be with the water spirit, because I'm pretty sure because the water spirit should be with Noelle, because if they wanna save Lord Lupika, and they better make a transformation real quick, because I can't wait no more. And he looked OP. He looked like I said from the beginning, he looked like a true king, like a king should be. And he's with his arrogant self. And then we see that Zenon, he was just standing there looking bland like Saitama, like when Bo, yeah, like Saitama did when Bo was watching transformation, and he was thinking, what is this overwhelming feeling of magical image? And he was still thinking that, and he said that he can't accept his power inside his special magic, because like I said, his special magic explored, he controlled everything in his womb. And right after that, said that he's the god that will be the wizard king, and I'll never let it go after losing against someone like you. And right after that, we see that Yuno's magic, he was radiating, I'm pretty sure. And every bone magic that was about to hit, it's all disappearing. It's all turning into dust. And Zenon was quite surprised to think that the mana of his magic wasn't able to wasn't able to dominate Yuno's mana. And well, after that, he was thinking, why was this happening? Was Yuno's mana much more stronger than his? Is he dominating that space with greater, much more power? But he finally came to realize that the reason why this was happening is because Yuno was loved by mana, and anyone could actually see that was because Yuno has a fully Clover, and the transformation is not even a knockout. Because now I'm wondering, why did he never use this much amount of transformation? Because was it because he was weak before or something, or was there a restriction? What was the reason that he never used it before? And I can't wait for the next fight that we're gonna see. Anyway, we see that attack with his weapon, the spear axe, I'm gonna call it. But Zenon was able to protect himself with all his bone magic, and he knew that was when tried to make some flex. He was like, "You are all dying. You're not able to push me out." Was it who? And but after that, we see that he pierced Zenon with his weapon, and there was a huge hole in Zenon, and his Zenon bone magic just disappearing. After that, we see that Langris just said that he really don't want to lose to death. And yeah, that's the whole chapter. And yeah, like I said from the beginning, it's one of the best chapters I've ever read. Like, it's a tremendously good chapter. I can't wait for next chapter. And anyway, I thank you. Like I said, I really want to know Belle's backstory, because we don't really know a lot about Belle except for the fact that she's really in love with and things. I want to know, who was she? What was her previous owner? Because I'm pretty sure she has something to do with Tethia, or someone close to Tethia. I went God before. Anyway, thank you.